Hey guys, this is another one of the Kizer Blade Series knives I unboxed the other night and had been carrying this knife. Those were unboxed about a month ago. But this is a very cool, smaller knife in size, but not in stature. It's called the Kizer Shrike, and it is a Johan Jordaan, South African maker design. A very cool little EDC companion. They kind of bill it as the ultimate EDC companion. They have these in several different configurations. This one is in black titanium, and then it's got this fat carbon camo gold is what they call that. Titanium clip, nice almost 3/4 back spacer, and the blade steel on this one is S45. It's S45 blade steel. It's a little kind of a drop point, pokey, stabby, very slicey knife that is set up for a small size, but to be big on performance. It's also multi-deployment. You've got this really nicely done front flipper. Opens very well with the front flipper. It is a frame lock, full frame lock behind that fat camo carbon. You've got thumb studs, which I cannot get the thumb stud with a reverse flick because it sits too low on the blade, where you've got plenty of room for a thumb flick, but it's got the blade hole, so the reverse flick is money. You can get it from many places on the blade, and it just works very well. Now, when we talk about a small size but larger performance, the way this knife is set up, you've got jimping here in your finger choil. So this is a dedicated finger choil for this knife. You've got, to what is for me, and we'll get some measurements in a second, an extremely ergonomical grip. I can hold this knife to do detail cuts, to do push cuts. I can hold it in a reverse grip for don't come a leaking or don't come a sneaking. I might have to leave you leaking. This Ultra DLC black wash that Kizer uses is awesome. The marking on this blade, it says Shrike S45BN with Johan's maker's mark. And on the show side, it just has Kizer. You've got gold hardware, gold studs, or gold pivot, gold studs, and gold backspacer with a black clip, black hardware, and I just think it's a very nice knife. They also have this knife in a titanium, rich light, and stonewash blade, I believe, or satin, that's going to kind of lead the pricing of this knife. This one, I think, is around 169 bones. The one with rich light, I want to say, is 139, something like that. And then they've got a couple of nicer variations too, just in terms of the materials that they carry, right? Beautiful, beautiful knife, but it is small. I was surprised at how small it was in overall size. Now, it carries small, it carries light, but for me, with a 3.5-inch grip, I have no problem if I'm using a smaller blade, which most of the things I cut, Amazon packages, people food, opening cat food, opening dog food, you know, just the basic little cuts. It works very, very well. Let's do a little cuts with it. Flat ground blade, very thin blade stock. Now let's cut her ear. I got it in. Very slicey, very pokey, and for detail cuts, it's money. Probably could use some strop. I think I've got a little tape on that blade. It's possible. I heard a little, couple little crunches that made it sound like it wasn't as clean as the unboxing. So I haven't used it on a lot of hard materials, so I have a feeling that's tape. So you got your thumb studs, front flipper, and your blade cutout for the little Shrike. Again, you got really nice jimping here, frame lock, unique back spacer. Don't know if this is aluminum or titanium. I'm assuming it's titanium. The jimping back here is just from the front flipper. The jimping for the knife is going to be both here on the harpoon, and you got a little jimping here on the point. And of course, you've got your jimping both on the handle, the frame, and on the blade underneath here. And this again is an S45 blade steel. Really pretty little knife, pretty aggressive looking little knife, and a great carry. Let's do a couple of quick size comparisons, and then we'll get some measurements for you. And then we'll show you how light this is. So, first off, the Benchmade bug out. And as you guys can tell, it is going to be shorter than the Benchmade bug out by quite a bit. So, let's look at the Benchmade mini bug out. Okay, about the same length as the Benchmade mini bug out. But if you look at when we talk about kind of enhanced ergonomics, the Benchmade bug out, I'm limited to right here. I can put my finger right here, right? The Shrike comes all the way up to right here because all of this, granted you don't have the same cutting area as you do on the baby bug out, but you've got all of this holdable area. So even though the knife is small and light, it carries and handles like a bigger knife. So let's get a couple of dimensions of it. We'll even get that blade. So the overall dimensions on the Shrike are between 6 1/4 and 6 1/2, right under 6 1/2 inches overall. The blade is 2 3/4. The cutting edge is 2 1/4. So you've got a 2 1/4 cutting edge. If you don't need any more than that, it's a great little knife. And then when we look at our actual grip area from the back to the choil, it's like 4 1/16 inches. If you look at the inside grip, it's 3 1/4. However, you've got all this area that would get in your cutting path. So really this knife is designed to be held right here, and that's almost a 4-inch spread to the back. Now, it does not have a lanyard hole, but it does have a pretty close to deep carry clip. Carries in the pocket very well. And it carries very light. Retains great. There's no movement in the pocket. The clip is not reversible. The body screw looks reversible, but it's slightly inset, so you wouldn't be able to reverse it. It would not mount right. Let's get a weight on this little guy, because I think that's what's going to really surprise you. So we had a 2 3/4 inch blade. This little guy weighs in at 2.3 ounces. Very, very light. Very svelte in terms of being a thin knife. A very easy knife to carry, either in dress pants or in jeans. You've got multiple deployments. Really small in size, big on performance is kind of the way I rate the Shrike. It's just a great design. HRC on the blade on the S45 is 6061. I don't know if that's just Kizer's general range, but that's what it is on this one. And I've really liked it. I enjoy this knife. I carry it quite a bit. I think it's a winner. Highly recommend this knife, which is a bladesmith knife. Going to come in again right under 170 bones for this package. The Rich Light Titanium is going to be less. And then I've been very impressed with the Kizer Vanguards that have come out. So you're going to see several Kizer videos coming up in the next week and a half from my unboxing, because I've been kind of trying each of them out, and I've not come up with one yet that I'm not pretty smitten with. I think they're great knives for different use cases. The Shrike's a different one, guys. I know it won't appeal to everybody, but it is a great knife. I'm a big fan. I like it. I think it carries well. I think it cuts well. And I think it looks cool. Thank you all so much for watching. Channel members, thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. Anyone who comes in here, thank you for taking the time to watch my knife and EDC content. If you're so inclined, please hit the subscribe. Please hit the bell notification. Please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, hit the hype button in the comment section. But most importantly, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your hearts and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.